Hello my friends and welcome back to the channel. This is Planet Crystal Studios and I am Robert. As you can hear, I'm speaking English once again because 1 year has passed. It's Eurovision time again. And since we can all agree that last year's Eurovision was not short of being a dumpster fire for several reasons, let's hope this year's contest is a little bit more on the quiet side. And at least some of the songs promise that. But more to that later. At the moment, on this channel, I am very much concerned with playing Tomb Raider, because last year the first 3 remasters were released. This year they released the next 3 remasters. Fans are expecting even more remasters. Let's see about that. Anyways, you can find that on my channel as well, in German language. But if you only like watching gameplay, this could still be for you, so just a heads up. Anyways, this year the Eurovision Song Contest travels to Switzerland, where the motto once more is going to be united by music for the 3rd consecutive year in a row. I mean, yes, they told us that this is the definitive motto of Eurovision and that they are going to keep this for all eternity. Let's see how long this fares. As you can see, this is the scarf of 2023, when the motto first was chosen, and this is the scarf of 2024 from last year, when the motto was kept for the first time. And as you can see over here, this is this year's Eurovision album with all the songs on it that we are going to discuss today. Or to be more specific, the songs from the first semi-final that is going to be hosted 1 week from the release of this video. So, as always, and as I have established last year, there is a tier list. I've got 5 different colored pools of points, which I'm going to appoint to a song, together with my honest opinion about it. That is trying to be fair and polite, but we'll see about that. Well, as you might remember, if you've seen my videos from last year, this is the same tier system, and if you are here for the first time, I'm going to explain it to you, because I'm fair. And by the way, I'm not wearing my beautiful Eurovision hoodie that I've bought in 2022. Oh, sorry, Lindsay. Because it's too warm. Like today we've got over like 22 degrees, maybe even hotter, so this is why I'm just wearing a shirt. And not even my Eurovision shirt, that's over there. Anyways, the tier system. We've got the red pool. The red pool with 1 point is Toilet Break, I Hate This Song. The orange pool with 2 points is repetitive, boring and annoying, or other verbs that would describe these songs. Because sometimes songs are like that. They don't really give anything to you, therefore they are boring. Or the chorus is maybe just one line over and over and over again. Like this one song from Latvia, where the majority of the lyrics was basically just where do we draw the line or something like that. And I just think, okay, and I can remember that our commentator told us that they wrote this in their bedroom, and I was just like, okay, just writing one line and then going to bed is not really an effort. At least that's what it felt like those years back. The yellow pool with 3 points. Good, but average. This is like the middle ground of everything, which means it's not like flying colors perfect, but it's also not atrociously bad. It's a song that you can listen to, that you might be fond of, but it's not a dead favorite, so the middle. Then we've got the green pool with 4 points, which means I like this song. It is a song that is better than just average, but it is not in the tier that I'd say, okay, I'd pick up my phone and cast a vote. This is what the blue pool is for, with 5 points, saying, you have my vote. And trust me, every year I'm trying not to have as many you have my votes, because it costs money to vote. I mean, it's only a few cents per call or text message still. You've got 20 votes from each device, and you want to cast responsibly, of course. But I don't see a danger of that this year, because the blue pool is not that full this year. Because this Eurovision year is different from the last two. The general field of music that we can expect this year is partially slower and has partially other sounds, and therefore is different to my ear than last year, for example, where I think I had more favorites. But we'll see about that. We are going to see about that. People who know me, you remember the hat, where I'm going to pull the small hearts out of. And then you see the big hearts that I'm going to hold while talking about everything. And by the way, this is the event mark, or I think there are two, but this is the one that really caught my eye, because I don't know why, but I like the aesthetic of black mugs. They are pretty. I love them. It's nothing inside, which is stupid in hindsight, but if I'm thirsty, there's something to drink over there. So, where do I put you, my pretty? Somewhere where people can see you. So, without further ado, let's start. I've got my list up here, which is not as beautifully sorted as the one last year, because I put it together in a hurry before I went to a friend recently, and we listened to the songs together. Our opinions were quite samey, except for like 3 or 4 songs. I don't have her sheet with me, by the way, so I can't tell her opinions, but I might remember. So, let's start with picking out the first country of the hat. By the way, I'm going to put chapters this year again, so that you can skip to the country you're interested in knowing my opinion about, or skip countries you don't want to listen to my opinion about. Anyways, the first country from the first semi-final that we are going to talk about is Portugal. So, I don't have... Oh, I can use the mark. See, that's smart. So, where is it? Portugal, where are you? Ah, there you are. You know what? My printer broke a few months ago. The printer with which I made these. And I'm so afraid when I have to create more hearts that I can't, because I don't have a printer anymore. And I don't want to print it at work, because that would be weird. Anyways, Portugal. Portugal has a song called Deslocado this year by an artist called Napa. And by the way, when I find an artist or song title too different to pronounce, I just won't do it. If you want to know how they are called and what their song is, if I not dare to pronounce it, you can find it within the Eurovision app, the official one. You can watch the Eurovision channel, the official one. There you can see everything. Or you can just do your research, I guess. Except this stupid AI tool from Google kicks in. Do you hate that too? I hate that. Anyways, Portugal. I re-listened to the songs last night when I was putting the songs from the CD on my laptop, and this song feels quite like slow to me. It sounds like something that could be on Portuguese radio. Let it be if it's good or bad to say that. It is something that could be playing in the background at a party, at a not that high volume. People maybe won't notice it, but it's there. And I made some notes. I personally think it would have been mean, because it's not bad. It doesn't have any bad qualities. It might be a bit boring, but I still think 2 points, just 2 points, would be too harsh toward it. The thing is, Portugal's songs generally have a certain vibe. Like, I can't remember the last time they really had something that is fetzig, as we would say in German. Something that really like busts your eardrums. I don't think this isn't what Portugal's for. They have a very own music scene, and they represent that music scene, in my opinion, each year at Eurovision. And I think it generally gets overlooked by the audience, because they often send like slower songs that are more calm. Calm is a very positive word. They are most generally calm, and therefore the audience, I think, mostly don't notice them unless there's a certain core. Like a certain core of audience will always recognize also these calm and slow songs and will find something beautiful in them. And it's not that they're not beautiful, but I think generally you're looking for something very special in Eurovision. And that is mostly found in songs that are less slow and less calm. But the past has proven us wrong, especially when we're thinking about Portugal. Like, remember Salvador Sobral? His song was also very calm, very slow, very ballad-like. And this year we've got quite several ballads. Like, I think up to 10 ballads this year with a field of 37 songs, which feels quite a lot of ballad material, to be honest. But while I was checking the songs last night, I also found songs with a lot of drive and a lot of force and a lot of energy in it, which is also good. So the field, after all, feels pretty mixed in a good way this year. So I personally would put Portugal in the yellow pool with 3 points, with good but average, because this is very fair towards it. Like, it just made the cut to the yellow pool, in my opinion. By the way, these are just my personal opinions. If you disagree, it's completely fine. If this is your favorite, if you want to vote for it, please do. And I put the hearts that I've used over there. So, also, I personally think a Eurovision country that hasn't won before should win this year. This is always my notion, because there are so many countries that still haven't won before. And while we are talking about winning and countries, Sweden. As we know, Sweden is an avid winner of Eurovision. No, Netherlands, it's not your turn yet. Like, last contest was in Sweden, and it was, like I mentioned before, a little bit of a dumpster fire because of all the things that happened in the background, in the forefront, everything that we've seen, everything that we've heard, everything that we've read. It was a lot, and I think it was partially quite difficult to concentrate onto the music, because you had all these negative input from Eurovision. Like, this is not what Eurovision should be. So I am hoping that the Swiss people will do it justice this year. I'm so thrilled to see what Switzerland's going to do. But I think I'm going to expand more on that when we're talking about Switzerland itself in the grand final video, where I talk about the 6 songs that are already progressed in the final, because they're a big 5 and host country. So, Sweden. Epitome of Eurovision, I don't know. Like, I personally am... how can I put it? It's not that I'm not a fan of Sweden. Sweden has generally a very good output that is scored relatively high each year. The thing is, sometimes I don't think they deserve it, because it often looks like they receive a lot of points because they are Sweden, just because of that. And I think that's not enough to justify so many points each year. And they have generally good songs every now and then. Like, most of the time, I can remember a lot of Swedish songs that I actually liked because they had drive, they had energy, and the Swedes just know how to do pop music. Like, Lorene's winning song, Tattoo, also was beautiful again. Like, I think we talked about that to extent last year. And I personally think Sweden is going to win again in the next few years, because they have such high quality, and they are going to overtake Ireland with the most Eurovision wins in history. Although I'd wished for Ireland to also win again once more, so that they could, like, one-up Sweden just once more again, so that Sweden's way is a little bit longer. Anyways, Sweden has a song this year. I don't dare pronounce the group because I'd be afraid to pronounce it wrong. Although the title is in Swedish, so I basically could also pronounce that wrong. It's called Bara Bara Bastu. Whatever that means. I think it's about saunas. I read that somewhere. And the thing is, it is, I think, the first time in a long time. Did I take any notes for Sweden? Yes, I did. I can't remember the last time I heard a Swedish song represent Sweden. Maybe it didn't happen since 2010. I don't know. Like, this year marks 15 years of me watching Eurovision. Or, like, 15 years. And it's at a point where I can't remember all the songs that I've ever heard and all the positions they ever, like, I never remembered their positions, but generally when you were giving me a country and a year, I could tell you the name of a song. And it's getting harder because the base of songs grows and grows. Anyways, back to Sweden. I'm digressing hard today. It's weird and different. That's what I wrote down for it, because it's in Swedish. Not that I haven't heard Swedish before. Like, I know the Swedish version for Colors of the Wind, which is sung in Swedish by Helene Lundström, and it's a pretty version. I'm very in love with the Norwegian version by Anita Skorgan, who also has been in Eurovision in the 70s? Long while ago, many decades. Anyways, and maybe it's just still weird to my ear that these people are singing in, I think, Swedish. I read somewhere that these guys are actually from Finland. So Finnish people singing Swedish for Sweden in Eurovision. Make it make sense. I don't know. I mean, I always love it when artists from one country represent another country. Like in 2010, Cyprus was represented by a guy from, I think he was from Wales or something, John Lilligray, and the Islanders. Life Looks Better in Spring. See, I can still remember these things because it was the first contest I watched. And I generally don't mind when people from other countries represent different countries. Like, I also would go and represent... What kind of country would I represent? The UK, for example. Just an example. I wouldn't sing for Germany. I don't think I would want to. Oh my boy. The opinion I have about Germany this year. Moving on. To me, this is not a winner. I recently saw a video about a guy who said, yeah, this could win Eurovision just because it's in Swedish? Like, is this the core difference that makes Eurovision winner? In that case, Germany has a chance too, because Germany's song is actually both by an artist from a different country and sung in our language. Because the duo who represents Germany is from Austria, incidentally, but they do sing the song in German. So this is something that hasn't happened in a while, and I don't see this as a winner. Maybe it's a little novelty for Sweden to sing in Swedish finally, because a lot of Scandinavian countries often stick to English. But is that a problem? I don't know. Anyways, I personally would say this is not a winner. It is good, but average. That's my opinion about it, because I can't see this winning, and it's not a total favorite. It's one of these songs where I say I don't mind it playing in the background, but I also wouldn't deliberately choose this song. And for all the songs in the first and the second semi-final and the grand final, one point that is always there is the stage performance. The stage performance could do a lot of good, a lot of difference, because a song that is mid in the studio version could still be a banger in the live version. So I am placing Sweden together with Portugal in the yellow pool with 3 points. Good but average. Let's see where they land. I bet they are going to land a little bit higher just because they are Sweden. That's my opinion on it. I don't think this opinion will ever change unless I see some active change in Eurovision about this. San Marino. So where are you, San Marino? Where are you? The Cyprus, Croatia. San Marino. They have a pretty flag, I think. They don't always have very pretty songs. Like, I can remember Like an Animal by the Peak Jacks. I still can't get over this performance where he so desperately tried for charisma and just failed. I'm sorry, I can't. Like, there are some bad songs you can't get over. Really. Or like, there was this one guy, I think he was from Montenegro, the one with a very long ponytail, the guy who was gay as fuck. And I was just cringing at it so hard. I still do when I think about it. And I think it must be like over 5 or 8 years ago, something like that. I think it was in 2016 or 17 that this guy was in Eurovision. Anyways, we are with San Marino, and San Marino's song this year by Gabri Ponte is called Tutta l'Italia, or l'Italia, I don't know, I don't speak Italian. It is, to my ear, in Italian, and from all the songs that involve Italian this year, this seems to be, apart from the own country itself, the most respectful song about Italy. Because I don't know what the song is about, that's the thing. But it seems to be about Italian. Not Italians, about Italy. Italian, as we say in Germany. That's where the confusion came from. Sometimes the languages in my head just mash together like mashed potatoes. Yes, we have this song, Tutta l'Italia. I really need to take Italian lessons. And this song is, what did I note down? This is like the second song I've heard connected to Italy that's not from Italy this year. There's another one. We are going to talk about this one in this semi-final too. This is going to be funny. Yeah, this is a song that I'd also put in good but average, because it has a lot of those attributes that that come with this pool. It's this, I don't mind it playing in the background. With this one, I'm not sure if I'd choose it deliberately. Maybe sometimes if I was in the mood, because this is one of these songs that have a certain vibe, a certain homey vibe, I'd say, and it seems to be like a hymn to Italy. I always want to say Italia. I don't know why. I cannot tell ya. Yeah, but it's a song. It does not generate a lot of thought in my head, as you can see, because I am strictly giving you the points that I appointed to it. Quality-wise, the thing is, there are a lot of songs quality-wise you can't really give them a bad rating, because that would be very mean-spirited, and I'm trying to be not mean-spirited. I'm only mean-spirited if I really hate the guts of a song, and this only happens like twice in this contest, so maybe it's me, maybe it's them, I don't know. This is what I chose for San Marino. Quality-wise, there's nothing wrong with it, but that's the thing, there's this... what it is missing is something that makes it stand out, some quality, not a redeeming quality, like things in the orange or red pool would need a redeeming quality that they don't have, but this would need a special quality, a quality that makes it stand out from other songs that are like it, and I think this is pretty hard to do, apparently, at least in Eurovision. So that's my vote for... I spit on it by accident, I'm sorry. Yellow pool, 3 points, good but average. But as always, good luck to all the countries. Let's see who wins next. I also think San Marino has never won Eurovision. I mean, they need to have a banger. Like, I can't remember the last time I really had a song from San Marino where I was just like, oh yeah, I loved it. I think it happened, but I don't know when. Poland. I saw you, where are you? There you are. Poland, the land of the Polish. Not the land of the butt, because in German, po means butt, or buttocks, or arse, or ass. There are so many, or behind, there are so many words for the behind. It's astonishing. English language is great. Like in German, we also have a lot of words for the butt. So, sorry, I don't want Poland to be the butt of the joke. I see myself out. This is what I like doing. I like doing jokes. Okay, Poland. We've got an artist. I just can pronounce her first name, Justina. I'm not going to try. Like, I've got a colleague at work. She's from Poland. She could help me here. The thing is, the song is called Gaia, which is easy to pronounce, and I think I've heard it in a different context, like the word. I think I know what it's for, or what is named Gaia, but I just can't pull it out of my head right now. So Gaia is the song from Poland this year, and I can remember the Tower from Poland. I think it was a Polish song. Yes, I think it was. that was a cute song. I like the vibe of it. This song is like completely different. And when I say completely different, I mean it in a way that I say I can't connect to it. I'm so sorry. Like, I am always trying to connect to all the songs that are in Eurovision, but of course you can't connect to all the songs. But you listen to a song and you just don't like it. And this is what I feel about this song. Somehow I just don't like it. I can't connect to it. It does give me nothing. It does not have one of these redeeming qualities I was talking about earlier. It is nothing I'd choose to listen to deliberately. It's something that might be better in the stage version with staging and stuff, but for now I'm just not convinced, sorry. This one is in the orange pool with 2 points, which means it's boring, annoying, or repetitive. Or in this case, just not for me. I'm sorry to Poland. The thing is, in the past, Poland also had songs that were intriguing, that were good, that had quality. Like, the production quality is not the problem here, it's just that I don't like the song. And they're going to have that again, I'm pretty sure. Ah! Ukraine. I think I saw you before. This is Belgium, Albania, Cyprus, Slovenia, Ukraine. Here it is. Now we have Ukraine. And Ukraine has a song this year called Bird of Prey. But not prey as in the prey that is hunted, but prey in the sense of dear God, praying. And it is by an artist. I just say an artist because sometimes I don't know. When I recently checked my videos from last year, I accidentally, because I didn't know, misgendered Nemo, who is non-binary, or was at that point. I don't know if that changed. And I just didn't know, so I misgendered them. So, and therefore I'm trying to say just this is the artist who does the song, because you never know. Sometimes people who look normal in the conventional sense that a lot of people have, and they still identify as something that you wouldn't expect, which is totally fine, by the way. But who knows if this is the case? The artist, because in this case maybe it be a group, is called Zifferblatt, which sounds like Ziffernblatt, which is the face of a clock. Maybe this is what it means, I don't know. I don't even know if this word stems from Ukrainian or if it's just something that is leaned into the German word. Bird of Prey. I wrote down for this song, and I was pretty honest here too, because it is something very similar to Poland. I just wrote down, not my song, sorry. Because I think when I remember listening to it last night, it was something that also did not have the quality that I'd like to listen to. It's something, I hear it and I feel, like I literally feel bored by the song. Maybe that's because I'm a person for songs that have a little bit more intrigue. And when I say intrigue, I don't necessarily mean they have to be fast and loud and energetic, because we've got quite some energetic songs this year, as I've pointed out in the beginning. Slow songs and calm songs can also have qualities that make me want to listen to them, that draw me towards them. But there is just nothing with this song that draws me towards it. This is sad. Like, I'm sorry, but like, Ukraine also in recent years had a lot of songs, or several songs that were recognizable, that were like hits with the audience. You can't have that every year, and I think they missed the mark with me this year. This song is not for me. I also put it in the not in the yellow. It was in the yellow. When I first listened to it, I was just like, okay, let's put it here. But my opinion about it like worsened, and I was just like, okay, this is boring me. I can't listen to it. I can't find anything about it. It's just a song that is there, and who knows if it's going to progress to the final. Like, my tier system also is like, the less points you have, the more I doubt that you are going to go to the final. The thing is, that is not set in stone. Even songs that I put at 1 could be in the final. Like, I can remember last year's song from Estonia. I just had 1 point for it. It was the only country with 1 point, and it actually, I think, progressed to the final. So, the next country, Cyprus. Also a country, I think, that has never won. Cyprus has a song by an artist called Theo Evan. And the song is called Shh. Maybe he wanted to be a librarian, I don't know. But when I listen to the song, I don't think it's about being in a library. That's a good song. This is a song that is one of the first energetic songs that I'm going to discuss today. And what I really like about the song is its energy, because it's giving me something. It's interesting to the ear. Like, you listen to it and there's something that hooks your ear, and you're like, okay, I have to pay attention to the song. Like, you want a song to give you something that you want to pay attention to. And this is what some songs have, some songs don't. And what I personally think is that the song from Cyprus mixes good. Like, you could put them in close vicinity within the playlist to Belgium and Malta, because, like, they could totally be friends. Like, I see the artists of these songs being besties this year, because their songs really go together. Like, they're just like Alphabet and Glinda, like pink goes good with green. By the way, I love Wicked. I can't wait for part 2. And in this case, I have to say, because there's unfortunately nothing pink unless you count the bristles. But since pink goes good with green, Theo Evans goes in the green pool with 4 points. I like this song. This is a song I deliberately chose to listen to when listening to Belgium and Malta as well, because these songs really go together. Like, they share the same vibe, and I really like that. This is cool. I really love that. And Cyprus is one of those countries where I think, yes, please, why can't Cyprus win? Like, this would be awesome, because, as I pointed out earlier, I think I've also pointed it out the last 2 years, I prefer countries to win that haven't won before. Oh, and incidentally, while we were talking about it, we are smoothly transitioning into Belgium. Belgique. Or Belgien, we as we say in Germany. Belgien. And I sometimes can't believe there are people who confuse the German and the Belgian flag just because we've got the same colors, but our colors are like this, and in a different, like, order, and their colors are just like this, and like I said, in a different order. So we are going straight to Belgium from Cyprus. This is an awfully long way when you see it on a map, and this year Belgium has a song called Strobe Lights by an artist who calls themselves Red Sebastian. And if I remember the video, I think I watched the music video, there was a lot of strobe lights and it was quite red, if I remember correctly. So everything about this is on point. The name, the song title, the video. I'm very thrilled about the performance, because mostly I'm also intrigued to see how people are going to sound live. Because sometimes when you watch the recaps or see the videos in general on the official Eurovision channel, then some of them are full out music videos, and some are just the live performances from the national finals, or any odd live performance, I don't know. And therefore, sometimes you know the live vocals, sometimes you don't. I don't think I've heard the live vocals of this one, but I'm not sure, because when I first listened to it was some time ago, and with a CD, of course, there are all studio versions. Incidentally, when I first got my Eurovision CD for 2010, I was thinking maybe they put the live versions on it, but there were the studio versions. I was confused about that. I don't even know why. It makes much more sense to put the studio versions, although a Eurovision live album would also be a great idea, in my opinion. So, and what I wrote down for Belgium is it gives club vibes, because it's very energetic. And it's quite like sensual, I'd say. Like when I see Red Sebastian, one of the first things I thought about them, and I think I've got like 4 or 5 artists this year where I had this thought in my head: there's no way they are not gay. Like I like that. I'm gay myself, and sometimes when I see an artist in Eurovision that is clearly queer, I'm just like, okay, yeah, I feel represented here. This is very cool. Like also I have this beautiful like Pride Eurovision heart. It's so pretty. I always have it hanging here. I didn't hang it up for today for the video. It always hangs there. Yeah, anyways, the club vibes in this are strong. And initially, when I first listened to it, I was just like, okay, it's okay. So I put it in the yellow pool. But as with Cyprus, pink goes good with green. I upped it. I revised my opinion. It grew on me. I literally wrote that down, that it grew on me. And I'm putting it with 4 points in the green pool because I really like this song. And after discussing Cyprus, Belgium would be like the next song within this playlist because it really, really suits. The thing is, Malta is in the second semi-final, so it's no way that we would discuss this right now. But it would be so funny if they all were in the same semi-final, but that also would be very bad because that would mean that at least one of them had to go. Next song is from Croatia. Anyways, from where the songs are going to be performed from the Big Five and host country, I think Germany performs in the second semi-final, and if this is any clue, I think this is corresponding to in which the countries vote. So therefore, I think I'm allowed to vote in the second semi-final from Germany. Therefore, I can vote for Malta, and that makes me happy. But I can't vote for songs in the first semi-final that I really like Belgium and Cyprus. I can only hope they make it through. Otherwise, I'd be very disappointed. And while talking about disappointed, let's talk about Croatia. I don't think that was a good transition. The song from Croatia by Marko Bosnjak, I think it's pronounced that way, is called Poison Cake. And one of the first things I was thinking about it was, that's a stupid title for a song. I don't know. Like, do you know that feeling? Sometimes you hear the title of a song and you instantly dislike it and therefore don't want to give the song a chance because the title's so stupid. Like, sometimes I also have that with names. Like, I had this one artist from Switzerland and like his stage name, don't know, I found it stupid and therefore I also didn't like this song. Maybe that's a little bit of a bias, but that's how my brain works, if it works. No, but this is a title where I was just like, okay, I don't expect much from that with this title. And what I also wrote down is that it is weird in a way, and it also has parts that feel very disjointed. Like, there is a very small bridge part that is a little bit like happy-dovey, almost like a children's song, but there are other elements that are like unappealing and aggressive. And I don't know what he wants to tell us with his song. Maybe it's a song about revenge or about a person he hates the guts of and he wants to serve them a slice of poisoned cake. Like, maybe that's the issue I take with it. Like, poison cake, is this grammatically correct? Maybe that's where my brain jumps in. I don't know, and I also don't care. What I care about is that I don't care about this song. Like, this is a song that is not appealing to me. I wouldn't listen to it if I wouldn't have to. Maybe the stage performance is good, I'm not sure. But Croatia sits in the orange pool with just 2 points, which is repetitive, boring, or annoying. This one basically goes in the annoying tier because I can't fathom anything like that. Like, Croatia had good songs in the past. Like, come on, Croatia. But like I said earlier, you can't have a winner every year or a good song every year. That's not possible. Like, show me one country that is able to dish out bangers every year. No one can't. Not even if we were sending Carly Rae Jepsen, because she's making bangers all the way to the floor. It's clear I'm a major Carly Rae Jepsen fan, of course. So, we're now talking about the Netherlands. A country that didn't have much luck last year. I'm still very sorry about that. Like, that was one of the reasons why last year was such a dumpster fire. And this year, the Netherlands are back. And hopefully this year is going to be more peaceful, like last year wasn't. And this year we've got a guy called Claude, or a person called Claude. It's a French name. I used it in one of my Center Crimes novellas. Sometimes I can't talk. I've got a blanket in my mouth. And while I have got 2 blankets on my sofa, I still have one in my mouth. One for, like, backup. So, and Claude sings a song that also is with a French title, but I also think he's mixing French and English. It's called C'est la vie, Such is Life. And this song it reminds me a little bit of this one artist. I can't think what was his name? It reminds me of an artist, so. And I'd say it's also a pop ballad because it has got more poppier vibes. It's not that slow. It has parts that are not slow. That's very good. His voice. His voice is very nice. I like his voice. Like, it is one of those, say, dark chocolatey voices. And I think it's a person of color. So, by the way, why is there always this correlation to chocolate, and why is it bad? Because when I was writing a story of mine, I had a person of color I was describing, and I wanted to describe their skin, like the hue of their skin. And I had a discussion with my cousin, and she was just like, yeah, maybe you shouldn't describe it like that. And I was just like, yeah, but how do you describe a person's skin color without going into stereotypes or something? Like, this was very hard for me, because I want to do it right, but sometimes it's very hard to do it right. The thing is, I unfortunately do not know a person of color for reference. That would be very great, because then I could ask this person of color what kind of hue I could describe without it being offensive or stereotypical. Anyways, Claude's C'est la vie is quite a good song. It's good. Where is it on the list? It's good. Oh yeah, but average. Like, it is good to listen to if it's in the background. I don't mind it. One of the thing is it has very repetitive chorus, because he uses the la in C'est la vie to do the la 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 thing. And this is something that really bugs me about our song, because we have the ba la 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 thing, and I just don't like it. But in this song, it is less prominent and less annoying. It's still a little repetitive. That's why I put him in the yellow pool with 3 points. Good, but average. But I think, and this is the thought that just rises in my head, it could happen that even though the song is like in the middle of things, that it could fare a little bit better, because, and this is a thought that really just came into my head, maybe people are going to do sympathy votes for Netherlands because they were snubbed last year. This is something that could happen. Maybe there is a small base of fans who would do this. I don't know. But maybe things are already forgotten about last year. I don't know. There are people who forget, apparently. Because there is something, but I'm not going to mention it in this video. I'm going to mention it in the next video because of the country it's about. And this country is on my list in the second semi-final, so we're going to talk about it in the next video. What we are going to talk about now is the first country on my list, because it's first alphabetically, Albania. The one with a bird, I always say. Albania also had good songs in the past, songs I remember, songs that I liked. They also sometimes had songs that were weird and different and I didn't like. This year's song, and for this song I actually wrote down that I do not have a smart reference, because as you know, sometimes I have a little quick-witted quip about things. With this song I don't. And it is by an artist called Skodra Elektronike, and it's called Germ. I only know how to pronounce it because I listened to the song. And it is a song that sounds solid. It is nothing special to my ear. Or when I say nothing special to my ear, like, there is no standing out quality for me. Like, it is in the country's language, which is a plus. Like, a country's language basically always is a plus because it gives Eurovision a little bit of flavor. Like, a lot of countries stick to English, and that's a reason why, while I hate the German song, a lot of people seem to like that it is in German. And this seems to be its redeeming quality for a lot of people. And I am very, very gespannt how it's going to fare. Like, I'm talking about Germany so much before Germany is actually an der Reihe. Yeah, we are going to talk about Germany extensively in the grand final video. Now we are going to back up. We are going back to Albania. This is not a bad song. It's good, but average. It's a song that I wouldn't mind playing in the background. I think the live performance could be crucial. The singing is solid. The song itself, it's solid. It's got 3 points. It's the yellow pool. It's good but average. And yeah, let's see what happens with Albania. I also can't remember, but I think Albania also hasn't won. Or Armenia also hasn't won. But Armenia is in the other semi-final. Therefore, I'm not sure. Estonia. And now I can pick up something I've referenced earlier when I was talking about San Marino. Because Estonia's song by an artist called Tommy Cash is called Espresso Macchiato. I know espresso, I know latte macchiato. Those are both things that are associated with Italy, that are drank there, that you can have at an ice cream parlor that is run by Italian people or at an Italian restaurant. Yes. The song from Estonia is catchy. But I made a, you know this smiley face with a, tilted mouth, so it's a little... it is a catchy song, I give it that. The thing is, and I know this is incredibly unfair to the person, but I still want to share my opinion. Do you know it when you see a person and they sometimes pull a certain face and you just want to punch it because you find it, don't know, you look at this face and are just like, oh, I hate it. This is what Tommy Cash is to me. I'm sure he's a very lovable person. He's a nice, probably dude, or they are a nice, probably dude, but when I see this face, I'm just like, or maybe it's called because when I hear the song, I think it must be incredibly insulting to Italian people because it sounds like he's speaking some kind of mock-up Italian because he has lyrics that are referencing Italian words in Italian language. And this reminds me so much of a scene from the IT Crowd where Jen was pretending to speak Italian, but she couldn't. And then she had to translate a meeting, and then she was coming up with the most gibberish Italian that you can think of. And when I'm talking about the most gibberish Italian that I can think of, I mean Fiat Ponto Sofia Loren. And this is what she basically said. And Espresso Macchiato falls in that category for me. She also could sit there and sing Espresso Macchiato, and it would make perfect sense within the scene, within the episode. If this episode would be filmed today and this song would have existed by the time of filming this, they would have put it in there because it would have served the joke. She would have started singing this because I feel it is so insulting to Italians. Because even if it's unintentional, it seems to make fun of the language. Espresso macchiato, por favore. Is espresso macchiato even a drink? Or is this just an amalgamation of espresso and latte macchiato? I do not drink things with coffee in it at all. So I do not drink normal coffee. I don't drink a large, a venti, or whatever it is called. I do not drink coffee. When you send me to Starbucks, I'm just like, what the hell am I doing here? Even though I think they also do have non-caffeinated drinks, but this is beside the point. And while this is annoying the guts out of me. And I think it's disrespectful to Italians. It's still very catchy. And that's why I put it at good but average, because I can see it being still a fan favorite, something that makes the crowd go, and something that could be very good in its stage performance. So this is the point of me being fair towards it. But I still can't stand his face. Good. Next country, we've got Iceland. Sometimes I have to take a second because Norway also is within the same semi-final. I was just like, wait, is this Norway or Iceland? No, Iceland, don't run away from me. So we've got Iceland. Iceland is a nice country. I've never been. Like, from all the countries that are in Eurovision, and like all the countries I've ever traveled are in Eurovision, and the only countries I've ever traveled are the UK and Austria. And I'm from Germany. So you see, this is the list of countries that I visited. And I really, really need to visit more countries. And even when I was in Austria, it wasn't even a special place. Like, it was a place where some extended part of the family lives. I've never been like to Vienna or something, or Linz, for example. Here in Germany, little side note, here in Germany, there is a TV show called Soko Linz. Sometimes when my mother and I are eating our dinner, we watch Soko, whatever Zoko is on, because there are several, if you are from Germany, you know. And sometimes they have the one from Linz, which is in Austria. And this is something where I say, yeah, maybe traveling there would be nice. It looks like a pretty city. So, but we are now in Iceland, which is a little bit far away from Linz and Austria in general, because Iceland is an island. Almost like Ireland. Is Ireland in this? No, Ireland is... No, yes, no. Yes, no. No, it's in the second semi-final, I'm sorry. This year's song from Iceland, I think it's called Roi. And I can't pronounce the name of the... I think it's two guy-looking people. Yeah. Okay. This song reminds me a little of... Do you still remember Boten Anna? This is what it reminds me of. Not that I actively listen to that, but, like, do you know these songs that you can't escape because they're everywhere? That was Boten Anna. And now Iceland does something similar. And it has these techno vibes, like techno mixed with sea shanty. And thing is, because she's hanging here, there is violin in this song. That sounds so much like Lindsay Sterling. Maybe this is why I like it, because I generally like violin music, like more upbeat violin music, the way Lindsay's does. Lindsay does, and maybe that's the reason I like it. And it's a fun song. I can see it making the crowd go wild, and you have a good time listening to it. The performance is going to be great as well. And yeah, I have this at 4 points with I like this song, but with my pen last night, because I couldn't decide, I drew a little into the box that goes into the blue pool, which we have not discussed today yet, and like I put half of it in the 5 points tier in the blue pool, because I consider voting for it, because this gives me such a good mood, and I might move it up to the blue pool with You Have My Vote. So that would make 4 songs this year, which is not a lot, because I once had 12 or something. But yeah, Iceland is fun. It's in Icelandic, I think, because I can't understand the language. And I think Iceland also hasn't won, and Iceland would be a country, if this would win, I would be happy. Several would be happy to win, aber and you know I don't cut these videos. Aber is the German word for but, in the sense of yes but no, ja aber nein, like Vicky Pollard. Still, I think this would be a great winner because it is a fun song, and I'm probably going to vote for it. Let me just move it up. I would give this 5 points, actually. I would vote for this, because it's such a fun song, and with the Lindsay Sterling and sea shanty like vibes, it's beautiful. And enough to the confusion. Now we've got Norway. I mean, on the other hand, now I'm not as confused, because I just had the one. Now it can only be the other. It can't be something else. So, now we are going to Norway, and while we haven't discussed the blue pool before, now we are going to discuss it 2 times in a row. Because we've got from Norway Kyle Alessandro, and his song is called Lighter. When I think about the lyrics of the song, when he's talking about lighter, he's not talking about losing weight or floating through the sky, but rather being the device that turns on cigarettes. I don't know. Maybe he also means he's his own fire starter. Unintentional reference. Maybe he says he can, like, fuel himself. He can motivate himself to go, to do, to make something. And, like, he doesn't need anyone else to start him off. He can start himself off. This is how I interpret the song, and I think this is the first time today where I started interpreting anything. But this is because there are quite some languages this year, and sometimes I don't understand the song. Yeah, but this song, when I heard it, my ear was instantly caught. Where is it on my list? Like, I wrote something down for it. I'm pretty sure. No, I didn't write anything down for it because it's a 5-point blue pool. I vote for this song entrance song. Yeah, no. I can't say anything else. I was intrigued by the first lyric, like how it was presented vocally and stuff, and the production and everything. And this is why I'm going to vote for it, because it struck something in me, and I was just like, ooh, this is good. I feel connected to this somehow. I don't know why, because I also am my own lighter. I fuel myself. I do not someone... Was this grammatically correct? I do not need someone to fuel me, although sometimes I do, but I generally prefer to be my own lighter. If this is what he means, maybe it's also about relationships and stuff, because a lot of songs are like, I think I discussed in the past, a lot of songs can be sorted into 3 categories: pre-relationship, during relationship, after relationship. This is what most songs are about. So, 2 more songs left. Azerbaijan. This country has a cool name, by the way. And a nice flag. I think this is one of the very few flags that has green, eh? Yeah, now we are going to Azerbaijan. And we've got Mama Gama. This is the artist. And the song's called Run With You. Run to where? This song has drive, because it moves at a good pace. It is not... it's not a ballad, okay? It's a song that reminds me, like, musically, of the early 2000s. Something like that, like... Not that I mean that it sounds dated, like, it's a positive connection. Like, do you know sometimes when people say, oh, the song sounds dated because it sounds like, don't know, 1 or 2 decades ago? But still, people like me and people from my generation, they listen to songs from the 80s and 90s and early 2000s and think, yes, this was my generation, this is my music. And when people go and try to remake that style, sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. And when it works, like, I think here it works, then it's incredible. Like, for example, good example again, Carly Rae Jepsen. Her music also draws inspiration from music from different decades, but in my opinion, it totally works, and it then transcends being put out at a certain time. Like, there's music that is timeless because you can listen to it and it never feels old. It always feels fresh and beautiful, and you always want to go back to it. And I think Carly Rae Jepsen has an incredibly replayability, and like some Eurovision songs, like, I still listen to Eurovision songs that came out like 15 years ago, literally, or 10 years ago, from incidentally when we moved to the flat my mother and I now live in, because a few days ago marked the 10th anniversary of us living there. And I can remember when we moved in, I was listening to the songs from Eurovision 2015 from Vienna, and it was, God, that was such a good year. And I think there are songs from this contest that are still hold up, that are still replayable. And I personally think Azerbaijan's song proves that replayability is possible. It also seems to have, at least to my ear, ethnic elements, which is always a plus, I also would say, because it differentiates a 1815 pop song from all the other 0815 pop songs. Like, this is the standing out quality I was talking about earlier, that you've got something that is setting it apart. So, did I tell you? No, I didn't. I wanted to move on, but I didn't tell you. And then there's a siren outside. Anyways, I am pointing Azerbaijan 4 points for the green pool, because I actually like this song. I can't play it in my head, but I only listened to it a few times. But when I like a song, like from the first few listens, this means that I really do like it. Because in the past I had songs, even songs that I now love, and it took me several listens. Like an example that I'm going to put in while I'm talking about Slovenia. Like, I do not want to digress too hard. Maybe I should discuss it in the next video when I'm talking about Denmark, but I'm going to do that now. There is an artist called Auradione, and she had an album in, I think, 2011 or something, and it was called Before the Dinosaurs, and I listened to it, and I only liked 3 songs on my initial listen, and I listened to it several times more, and now I love the entire album. So this is something that can happen. And now we are talking about Slovenia, about a song that I listened to twice or thrice now, and yes, thrice is a word, Dorothy. Who the hell says thrice? It's a word, so is intrauterine, doesn't belong in a song. Sorry, I'm a Golden Girls fan, did I mention? And this is a song that moved up. It moved up gracefully. We are talking about a song by Clemen. How much time do we have left? And this is something one could ask who hates this song, like, how long is this song going to play? 3 minutes? Yeah, how much time do we have left of the 3 minutes? And my first listen wasn't very positive, but I think that has got to do because I also identified it as a ballad. And like I said earlier, we've got a lot of ballads this year, and I'm not a person for 0815 ballads, because just your standard ballad isn't going to do much in Eurovision. It's not going to win you a flower pot. This is like an expression from Germany, maybe you know it. And on my first listen, I had already listened to several other ballads, and I was just like bored out by ballads, and I was putting it into the red pool out of spite, because like, oh, not just another ballad. 1 point, moving on. So, and last night I took the liberty of listening to it a little more, and I could see the beauty of it. Like, I found that the voice, the singing, actually spoke to me. And that I was a little too harsh to it. That can always sometimes happen. Like, it is one of the songs where I changed my opinion, and most of the time when I changed my opinion, I moved it up. There's only like one instance where I moved it down. And this was incidentally Ukraine. But I think I talked about that. And Slovenia moved up from the red to the yellow pool. It's incidentally like just the yellow pool. It's just after the entrance. And I might listen to it more often. Maybe it'll grow on me more. Therefore, good but average. And yeah, we are going to see where it's going to land in the grand scheme of things. Well, my bucket is empty. So is my hat. Now I'm wearing a hat on a hat. Haha. So, now I've discussed all the songs from the first semi-final of the Eurovision Song Contest from 2025 from Switzerland, or in Switzerland. Yes, so, these are my opinions. My opinions alone, of course, and if you do not agree and have a different opinion, that's totally fine. If you want to share this opinion or have a healthy and polite discussion, you can take it to the comments. I'm always happy to chat about Eurovision. And if you like my video, if you like my format, then consider giving it a like. I'd be very happy about this. If you like my channel, albeit bilingual and mostly in German, because it also has stuff about my writing and video games on it. Like this year alone, I played Poppy Playtime Chapter 1 to 4 and Tomb Raider 4 to 6 Remastered is currently in the works. I am pausing the release of the next few episodes of Tomb Raider The Last Revelation for a week so that I can have my Eurovision talk right now. I hope the community won't mind. I'm sorry. Yeah, most of my videos are in German. The playlists are like... It stands there. It's written there. If it's in German, they are signed. No. They are... There's a word for it. I can't think of it. Don't you hate that too? So, anyways, subscribe to my channel if you like my content. If you are bilingual, German, English, like even if German is your second language, you can listen to me ranting about while I play Tomb Raider. You can hear how I scream Lara like 10 times in a row because Miss Croft isn't fucking jumping right. But anyways, I am looking forward to Eurovision and looking forward to the next video with the songs from the second semi-final. And till then, you are going to see me in the next video. Have fun. Goodbye.